Hello, and welcome to P.I.E. Projects, Ideas, and Experiments. In today's video, I had bought peppermint. Basic peppermint. There's a lot of varieties of peppermint, and I was kind of surprised by that. This is just peppermint. Obviously, wonderful smell. And I wanted to see if I could get it to grow. Apparently, it's really easy. Some people say you can even just take a couple of the stalks, place them in water, and they grow. Or maybe giving that a try as well. Here is what it looks like when I first got it. For the first part of this Peppermint Propagation project, it's really just going to be a simple test and to kind of help the plant get a little healthier. As you can see, it's actually doing fairly well. I know lighting's not the best. I'm having to use the handheld again, but it's doing okay. But as you can see, right here, there are some little roots, especially right there. So the plan is I'm just going to take a cup of dirt, because these are runners, and eventually I'm going to take those and, as it gets healthier, cut them down and make cuttings to try propagating. But part of them being runners is that when those little roots come in contact with dirt, it starts to grow. Well, I've got it on a windowsill, because, I can't do outside plants right now, or probably for a really, really long time. And I just want to see if I can get this to propagate into multiple pieces. So, first step is to make sure those roots, right there, try to get around some stuff here, is to make sure that these roots are in contact with dirt. So, I have a little cup of dirt. It's going to be real simple. I'm just going to take this. I'm going to move this over. We're just going to make sure that that has some contact with the dirt. Now, this isn't... Oh, the smell of peppermint's wonderful. So all I'm going to do is make sure that has contact with the dirt, and give it a good watering, and we'll see if it helps it grow any better, and then we'll continue the Peppermint Propagation project. Then we have a few updates. Now, timing wasn't as scheduled as I had hoped, but let's see how it turned out. Alright, here is after about 1 week. It is growing really well. You can see some nice growth. This is the original stem that I pushed in, and these two were also growing from it, so this is all original growth as well. But most of this one is new growth. Obviously, these little ones, that little one down here, this one over here, all of that's new growth. So it is growing, and we'll let it grow. I probably won't do another update until about a month has gone by, and then hopefully by then I can grab enough shoots to try the rest of the experiment. Alright, here is another update on the Peppermint Propagation project. It's been a little over a month now, about a month and a half. And this peppermint is doing wonderful. It has all kinds of shoots coming out of here. All of this is new. There's another little one right here. This grew a whole lot more. And of course, we got these long tendrils here. So, I'm basically going to be separating these two containers, and all of these long tendrils, we're going to make cuttings to see if we can make more peppermint. And again, the smell is wonderful. So let's get to it, and then see how it goes from there. I'm going to take these and I'm going to make some cuttings. Part of the learning process is learning what not to do. So we'll see how that goes as well. I'm going to make a few cuttings, separate these containers out, and get them going into some new containers. And with that, we're going to see if we can get it to grow even more, so we can maybe try a different way of propagation. So, let's continue on with the Peppermint Propagation project. Let's get to getting these separated. Get you a better look at these plants. Technically it's one plant, but boy does it grow everywhere. Which leads me to another thing. If you're going to plant peppermint, containers are usually a better option. They do like to spread out. And I'll give you a shot here in a second. The little container is full of roots, which is awesome because it's growing. That also means it spreads. So you either need a well-defined flower bed or area of your yard, or just use some containers. Obviously I'm growing in a windowsill, so containers for me. This plant has grown quite a bit. It all started with this one. These little runners will grow out, seek soil, and start to root. So I simply just took a couple of those runners, put in the cup, and it grows. So let's first get this separated. As we can tell, some of these runners actually came from the newer growth. Look at that. And we've got this long one here. I think this is all, yep, all of this. And we have a little one here. So it looks like all we're going to have to do is make one cut. I know these probably aren't the right, this isn't the right tool to use, but it's what I have, so it's what I'm doing. I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to go. That's it. Now, I have this whole container over here and a lot of dead leaves falling off. Oh, you can already smell the peppermint. Sometimes smell-o-vision would be an excellent idea. Other times, not so much. So, let's start with this old one here. We got a nice long runner here. We got a good one here. And we got enough growth in other areas that cutting off some of these longer ones shouldn't be too problematic. Now, obviously, this container is how it came from the store. And being on a windowsill, I need it to be able to contain the water and not just leak everywhere. So I put it in this container. Obviously, if you have this outside or in some other controlled area, you know, you do you. Let's make a couple of cuts here. Do a little quick job at it and get back. Alright, so I just tidied this one up a little bit. I don't know if you'll be able to tell in there or not, but there are roots growing out the bottom. Probably not coming in really good at the camera. Alright, let's get on to the smaller one. Now, this one, like I said, I just took the runners that were already growing and just kind of buried them a bit in the soil, and it actually did pretty well. Let's get this one trimmed up a bit, and we can start from there. Now, having these longer ones, I'm going to make a couple of cuttings out of this. Same thing with this one from the first one. Now, most of these have little bitty leaves on them, so I don't know how they're going to do. But I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I know there's probably a certain measurement you should use, but if you've watched my channel, you know that's not how I do it. But if that's how you want to do it, you do you. Alright, so we have some cuttings here. I'm going to make up a couple cups very similar to this. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take probably 4 cuttings, stick in each cup. I'm going to also try to do a couple with just one to see the comparison. Now, don't know if the camera's going to pick it up good or not, but if you can see in there, there are just all kinds of roots. It's another reason I really like these clear cups as a container, because you can see in there. Not only can you see the water level, which yeah, you can look at the top and see if it's dry or not, but you can also tell the water level down, which I like that. But you can see how well your plants are doing by how well the roots are doing. So let's get a couple of these repotted up and continue on with the Peppermint Propagation project. Alright, so I have 6 cups here, and I don't know if I'm going to be using all of them. Depends on how many cuttings I have. I put 4 cuttings in each cup, give me a better chance of them growing. And then I'll do 4 in one, and then 1 in one, 4 in one, and then see if I still have enough, if I can do some more. I'd like to have at least 4 with 4 in them to give me a better chance, and 2 as a single, somewhat control. Not exactly the best, because condition of these is, well, different, and that's not what a control is. Let's get these filled with dirt. And as always, make sure to grab your dirt bag. And I still prefer to use Miracle-Gro Moisture Control. I like it. It has worked for me. If you don't like it, that's fine. Find you a soil that does good for you. If you're trying to go for a more organic style, Fox Farm Happy Frog, good way to go. You can go with just basic topsoil. You can go with compost. You can go dig a hole in your backyard and use that if you want to. I like using this. I've had good results, and so that's what I'm using. I just love the smell of the fresh dirt. Note to self, don't get your face too close to it. It's in my mouth. Ugh. Another good thing about using the cups as containers, I don't really got to worry about trying to fill them up properly. I just scoop and done. Now, I kind of like to fill them up and pat them down a bit. Some people say don't do that, that compacts it, and it's harder for the roots to grow. Have they ever been out in nature? Soil is not always loose. So, that's how I do it. Again, you do you. Of course, I'm still going to need to actually add more dirt to this. Alright, let's just do this. Get that nice and patted down. Now then, let's get this little better viewing angle, and hopefully you don't knock anything over, because that would suck. That would be a lot of cleanup that I really don't want to do. Alright, so some of these may be a little too long, and that just means more cuttings. Of course, it also means more potentials for failure. It is from our failures that we tend to learn the most. Put that one there. I'm just going to take this. I'm going to make a little hole. We're going to set it in. Maybe make the hole a little deeper. Alright. We're just going to set that in. Okay, just like that. And we're going to add 4 of them. Make a hole. Get that put in there. Let's go to the next one. Alright. Try not to lose too much dirt, make too much of a mess. So I'm not doing very good at that. Alright, so there we have 4 in this one. Let me get the rest of these done and get back to you. Little mid-planting update here. Looks like I'm going to have plenty, so I'm actually just going to put 4 in each one, give me best chances of stuff growing, and may even end up doing more than these 6 cups. Alright. Now this piece here is, well, it's got a lot more going on with it. So I'm going to use this as just a single, just to see how it does. It's got more leaf structure and everything to it. So we're going to see how that works. Now, of course, there's a lot of variation between, basically they look like sticks to they've got some leaves on them. So we'll keep up with it, see how it looks. Alright, and this is the last one. Now this one, again, has a few more leaves to it, so I'm going to do this as just a single. Just to see how it goes. That, and it was the last one, so it's by itself. Alright, get this dirt bag out of the way. Alright, and as you can see here, from just one container bought at the store, we end up with all these. Even if a few die off, I think it's still doing pretty good. So remember, this was the first container. I've got 4 here and 3 here, so math, not my strongest suit. This one's only got 3 in it. These have 4, these have 4, this one has 4, these 2 have 1. Now, I just hope I actually have enough room for all of these on my windowsill. Didn't think that all the way through. But anyway, let me go get these a good drink of water and put them back on the windowsill. And we will continue on with the peppermint propagation project. Here is the final result. Well, not quite final result. Got all the cuttings done. I know it kind of looks weird, that one sitting there and not over here, but that's just the way I did it. And we'll see how these grow. I may try to do a week or 2 week update. At least at a month. And see how they grow. See the conclusion of the Peppermint Propagation Project. All right, it has been about another month. As you can see, many of the cuttings have started to grow. You can see little shoots coming out of some of them. Even ones that look like they might be dead or do still have some green, and a lot of little shoots, little sprouts, and growth are happening. This Peppermint Propagation Project has done pretty well. Fairly successful. Now it's time to plant these, give them away, maybe do some slight guerrilla gardening with them and just plant them in random places. But they are looking very good. Nice little shoots coming off. So it just goes to show, with a little bit of time, a little bit of dirt, some water, and not much skill. You too can have plenty of peppermint. So that concludes the Peppermint Propagation Project. Thank you for watching P.I.E. Projects, ideas, and experiments. And remember, be smart, stay safe, have fun. It smells like peppermint in here. It's wonderful. I miss Christmas. Okay, bye.